Everybody knows how important it is for teams nowadays in the modern game to actually peak in the second part of the season if they want to really compete for all the trophies that they have to compete for. And it's become very difficult for teams to stay consistent across the whole season from the beginning and be able to play the highest level come March, April, May, where the highest intensity games are. Because of course, throughout the whole season now, there's so many international breaks, there's so many games that the players have to play that come those intense games at the end of the season, the players and the teams can't really handle them. They're not fully to match fitness, and they suffer because of that. But Barcelona here have a big opportunity to do what PSG did last season. If people remember PSG's season last season, they didn't start too well under Luis Enrique, and I remember specifically this game against Man City for them in the UCL group stage was a big turning point because at one point in this game, PSG were down 2-0, which they conceded in the second half, and then instantly they turned that game around. They won 4-2, and from that moment onward, PSG just completely turned their season around. And I promise you, the players, the the clubs, the managers, the staff, everybody knows how important a turning point opportunity is when it comes to January, December, the mid part of the season. I'm gonna tell you right now. Look, this Vinicius said this before the game against Man City. He said, "We're all in this together. The technical staff, the coach, the president, fans, players. Today we have to play as one team to deliver a fantastic match and put on a great show because a game like this can change the course of this season." This is, I just said it. Players know about this, and this is a big opportunity for Barcelona. If we consider the teams this season who have uh, who have started very, very well. I mean, you think about Arsenal, you think about Bayern, and when it comes to Arsenal, they really had all their pieces available for them at the start of the season. Bar these minor injuries here and there. I mean, they had their whole defense available. They had signed Gyökeres. They had all their pieces for the most part available to them. And then, of course, with the system that Arteta implements, I mean, they started the season very well. But now we're seeing some slight slip ups in their performances. They lost to Aston Villa in that manner. And they just, are starting to get a few more injuries here and there. And then, of course, you think about Bayern, who started the season, on fire. And then also, they recently have started slipping up. Of course, they didn't have Musiala and Davies available up until this point. But overall, they've had a slight slip up across the last, 1 to 3 weeks. And, this happens when there's so many games and the team starts very well on fire. They play extremely high intensity. And Barca, for example, now we move on to Barcelona, have not been able to play at the intensity that they played last season. Barca peaked under Flick at the beginning of his tenure. From August to November last season is when Barca peaked. They had a very poor 2 months after that, and then they came back a little bit, but it wasn't exactly the same in terms of level that they played at when it came to the UCL knockout stage. They played at a high level, of course, but it wasn't the same. And then they paid for it in the UCL semifinal. This season, Barcelona have not started too well, and they've managed to get results, especially in a lot of the games. But if you look at performance-wise, hasn't been good enough in the Champions League. They have not been good enough, as we can see here. I mean, they are placed 15th in the UCL in the playoff spots, and it's just not been good enough overall. Even the games that they have won and have gotten results that they wanted, and a lot of them, I mean, for example, the performance against Frankfurt, the Barca won. It wasn't good enough. Uh, I didn't watch this game. The game against Atletico Madrid was a decent performance. They've done well in some of the La Liga games, but they got hyper straight by Chelsea. The point is that Barca have had very, very iffy performances this season, and only lately have they started to slightly pick up form and have a bit more consistency. Which is what everybody wants from Barcelona. And when it comes to their performances, somehow Barcelona find themselves at the top of the Liga tables this season. It's not because Barca have been good enough to be there. It's because La Liga is in a dire state as a league right now. All the teams are at a level below where they should be, including Real Madrid. And also, it's because of the league president. I mean, the teams are not allowed to spend. They don't have any money to spend. You look at Sevilla, they have a 4 million, you know, market. I mean, a 4 million, what is it, euro cap for wages, something like that. It's just not enough for them to invest, and the league is suffering. But somehow, like I said, Barca are top of the table, and this is their opportunity. Yes, Olmo got injured as he was picking up form, which was very important for him and the team. but he's expected to come back, start of January, only a few more weeks. It was an upper body injury, not really a hamstring or anything. It was really a shoulder dislocation. And, you know, there's not as many injuries. People are really waiting for Gavi to get back. Bernal is very slowly but surely starting to get back into things. And there's only really some minor injuries for Barca here or there. So this is a big opportunity for them to do what PSG did last season, and just what teams in general want to do right now in football because of the amount of games in the season that there are, which is peak at the second half of the season, peak when the UCL knockout stage comes around. And yeah, I just want to make a quick little video here talking about this specific factor when it comes to the sport. And I haven't been able to be too consistent with especially the long form YouTube uploads, but I think I'll definitely have a bit more time, and I'll try to be more consistent more than I ever have been. I mean, not like I'm just raking in views or anything, but just for something that I do, I like to do it. So yeah, hopefully they improve their performances overall because I don't want to see Barcelona win games and play like they do. I haven't watched this team for 10 plus years. I haven't liked supporting this team for 10 plus years because of this. Um, and they obviously need to play a certain way to, I guess, entice the fans to watch. So yeah, let me know what you guys think. Let's see if Barca can do what I've said here today. And I'll see you in the next video, which should be, if I can manage to get it done in a timely manner, a match review about the game against Osasuna tomorrow.